Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I'm JT O'Sullivan. Today, Russell Wilson, Cam, Seahawks, Patriots. Great Sunday night football game all the way down to the end. Some really spectacular throws all the way across this game. Russ throwing the ball down the field. Cam competing, probably looking as good as he has looked in a really long time. Fired up for this one. Let's dive into it. Welcome to the QB School. All right, the first one we're looking at, Metcalf, just a massive, what I'm used to calling an over corner. I'm sure some people just call it corner, but this idea being that you really sell the over route element of it. And really, he's in the slot here and just looking over his left shoulder here, beating probably the best defensive back player in the game. So good, obviously, unbelievable throw. I've seen this throw broken down a handful of different places already. I love the trajectory of it, just an absolute dime. I think there's a handful of little things that I want to talk about. Specifically, I already talked about Metcalf's eyes looking back during the over. Then also kind of his eyes when he gets out towards running that corner, his eyes are back looking at the trajectory of the ball. Just an unbelievable job here. Again, he's going to run this thing just like the route. See if I can use their line. When he gets to that middle field player, he's going to get his eyes back. And I think that's what really, for me, the little details of this. So when he comes into this thing, his eyes, he actually turns back and looks back. Then he gets into it here. And when he gets into it here, his eyes are back up at the ball because this thing is a rainbow dropped out of a helicopter from the rafters. Love the trajectory. By far the best trajectory in all of football. He's been doing it forever, it seems like. Again, right there, that little eyes. One more time. Boom. There, his eyes are back. Love it, right? Boom. There it is. Now come back. Now his eyes are up. See how his eyes are up when he comes back? He puts his eyes, they're not flat down. They're up high, tracking the ball. The ball's halfway there already. Again, the coverage is so good. It's actually too good. His hand's there before the ball. I mean, it doesn't get better than that coverage-wise. Just maybe misplaces it a little bit outside. But, I mean, that's ridiculous. That's so good. Big, strong dude, not going down either. Again, look at the trajectory of this thing. I mean, my goodness. It's hard to just kind of wrap your mind around it. Look, he does wait a little second, I'd say. I like it that he picks his line, throws it right down the line, right towards that back pylon. I mean, that thing is a thing of beauty. My goodness. That dude's a big dude. He can't believe it. There's nothing you can do. It wasn't like it was poor coverage. That's exactly where you want that ball to go if you're going to play that kind of middle field close trail technique, and it's a really hard throw, and sometimes really good players make it happen. It's just that simple. But my goodness, the trajectory of this thing right here, that's the thing with his deep ball that I feel like nobody else does. It gets so high, you feel like it's going to touch the rafters. And that's a great finish at the end. Drop that thing absolutely in the bucket. Again, look at the hand. It's so crazy to me that the hand is there before the ball. I mean, look at that coverage. It's perfectly placed. Just so absolutely good. Best deep ball thrower in a long time. Best defender. Good stuff all the way around. Now, Cam had his moments too. I feel like the Patriots have been doing this type of motion forever. It's a great little over route. Edelman working the middle of the field. Shocker. Again, that little play action I feel like they've done for so long. But Cam sure has found a rhythm within the pocket on most of these throws. Now, obviously, had a pick, but this little over route right here, up, over, track him. Again, right over Adams. It's a nice job. I think it plays to the strengths of Cam, of being traditionally a guy who excels when he can see it, throw it type of throws. Russ comes right back, and I mean, this was the one for me that was probably a little bit more luck than anything else. I mean, he gives his guy a shot. It's good coverage. He kind of falls down at the end. You know, I saw all the probability stats about this play being so low. But for me, this is luck. Not all of it luck. Obviously, he makes the play at the end, and he gives him a shot at the end. But his foot right here, for me, if this was out in the middle of the field, 1 foot in, 2 foot that second foot is going out. Because he's right there. So if he was in the end zone any farther and didn't hit the pylon right here, that foot's going out of bounds. When he hits the pylon, it almost pushes him back in. I mean, it's crazy, and it shows from other angles. He's going out right there. The pylon knocks it back in. I mean, it just surreal. And so there's an element of luck right here. I mean, you tell me, is it going out? Ricochets back in. Now, maybe he would have been able to bring it back in himself. I don't think so, though. I mean, either way, great ball. You know, give your guy a shot. But again, there's an element of living right there. I mean, come on. It ricochets off the pylon, and that's how much space he gets his second foot in with. It's good living. Good living if you can get it. But again, it wasn't all Russ throwing it down the field. Love Cam here. This was probably one of my favorite Cam throws up top. This is an RPO. He rips this quick out with serious anticipation. So again, one more time, just the anticipation of the quick out up top, then we'll talk about the play. So this is just, to me, a one-back power RPO. We're going to get a little, see what the inside route is, a little dart with a quick out. So I can't tell you who they're reading here, but we're going to get a little, what I'm used to calling a one-step dart or slant with a quick out right here. Now, I think the best part of this play is the anticipation to the out. But probably the biggest bummer here, pull through here, is the fact that the run probably would have been better. I mean, there's nobody there for the run. So as far as who they're reading with the RPO, I can't tell you, but I can tell you I love seeing the big A in Cam's game. Again, look at the anticipation. 1 foot, all his cleats in the ground, rip. Look at the out up top, not anywhere near out of the break. You could make the argument to me, if they're reading this linebacker, which I'm sure that they are, not sure, but pretty sure, my man right here, you could make the argument that this throw probably goes to the dart or slant here for a bigger gain. But again, I love seeing Cam throw with anticipation. This is something you don't remember seeing a lot of in Carolina. To me, he was always a see it, rip it type of guy. One more time, just because I love anticipation like this, especially in the RPO game. Throw it right there. Wide receiver's not out of it yet. Boom. Now, peep what would have happened with the run here. I mean, my goodness, he might still be running. Nobody there. Nice job. Cool design. Lots of good options. Again, now you can start to see all these videos. There's so many good options on every single play. Really nice. Again, one more time, all the way through. Just enjoy the RPO element of it. See that linebacker type coming down. No to the dart. Yes to the quick out. Anticipation. Beautiful throw. Sideline. Now, this is the same drive that he ended up throwing the pick on. Can I just say how much I love the unicorn look here? Strong. Man, missed my long hair. Halftime. So if you dig this channel and you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell, get the notifications, let you know when we go live, when we put out new content. I appreciate the support for the channel. Thanks so much. This next one we're going to look at here is just a simple shallow cross. And really I put it on here just because I think it highlights how many teams try to beat brackets or New England-ish type defenses, Alabama-ish type defenses. You always want to run these shallows across the field because it's really split coverage, meaning that we're playing one coverage on one side of the field, one coverage on the other, so guys have to run all the way across. Now, this was an absolute amazing formation scheme. This is scheming people open. Again, right here, pay a lot of attention to just this little simple shallow cross. How do guys possibly get this wide open in the NFL? Well, it happens when you play man match, potentially bracket coverages, and you have all these shallows. Tight splits and shallows are a great way to beat this coverage. If you want to learn more, good idea about a course coming up soon. But again, lots of attention was paid to locking in the backfield here, and it deserves some attention here as far as just like what it means to the formation. Obviously the guy pointing for some reason mesmerized Collinsworth. But what really matters here for me, when we have a wide receiver back here, this is essentially bunch on both sides because we don't know which side he's going to go to here. He's probably not going to pass protect. So really it's bunch on both sides, which is a cool thing and puts a lot of stress on a defense, especially a defense that does a lot of 7 brackets or any type of man match type defense. So what really happens here is because this type of defense, in my opinion, is often tethered to the 3. So whatever side he goes to will make the Mac or Mike linebacker type go this way. And so what happens here is he goes this way, And when my man comes all the way across here, 27 just loses him. Now we've got what I'm going to guess is at least 2 people coming this way for Lockett. 55, I think the safety from back here comes over here, or the DB type back here. You can see how it sorts itself out. There's way too many guys to one side. And so this is a nice way to formation trick people if you're going to get in this bracket world. Again, you can see the DB type run this way. 31's going this way. 55's going this way. Again, it's just a 2-on-2 to the left. But again, you know, they would love to be able to, oftentimes what's going on with the Mike linebacker type here is he's looking to collision the first one coming across here. So he really wants to force him underneath. Well, he doesn't realize that there's another guy coming underneath him who's going to end up being free. So he normally would like to be a post, a wall in the defense, to not let anybody over the top of him. Or not let anybody, I misspoke, not let anybody underneath him. He would prefer them to go over the top, so that makes it a harder throw, kind of squeeze it. So when he goes here and engages Olsen, he really is hiding this route, coming underneath it all the way. And it's a tall ask to ask this corner or DB type to carry this all the way across the field. So yeah, was there some issues on the back end? Absolutely. You know, we've definitely got too many people going to one side here as far as what the formation is causing people going this way. But again, the real little nuanced element for me is here, over, again, which way the number 3 goes. He's going this way. Poster player right here, he gets engaged with the number 3. Well, the number 1, or the number 1 coming all the way underneath, gets through, kind of breaks his rules there as far as how I envision these types of coverages working when you do these split field coverages. So I mean, technically they have 3 receivers out to the right, and they've got 6 defensive players on the back end over there. It's 2-on-2 to the left, but they still get someone this wide open. So obviously multiple blown assignments. I mean, the poor middle linebacker, just 51, is just getting spun like a top's got no idea what's going on. And a walk-in, punt return left. And that's what happens. But really great scheme. One more time just to enjoy the entire process of it. You can see the crossers. Whoop! And I mean, really, it's just simple mesh with a deep hook. But verse 7 or brackets or man match, those tight splits with crossers, real serious trouble. This time, got Edelman coming across, a little short motion. Again, I love the fact Cam just playing from the pocket. And I know a lot was made about this being Edelman's longest reception, being a long time to get this type of ball down the field. But I really like Cam just from the pocket, not panicking, not looking to run, giving his guy a shot down the field, beating a really good DB. Just great job. Again, Adams thinking Edelman's only going to work the middle of the field. Got him. Big time play down the field. Again, accuracy down the field, vision to be able to see it, rip it, throw it. Healthy Cam, good for the league. Lots of fun to watch. Just a great catch too. Had a chance to make some great catches the entire span of the game. And then again, you know, it's just Russ being Russ. And this was probably one of my favorite throws from him. Just this little rail route or bullets route from the backfield. Watch a running back come from the backfield, and then just the touch of this, the trajectory. I mean, simply beautiful, man. It's so nice. And it really isn't anything special. It's something that just about every team runs, some variation of, you know, crossers with the back out the backfield running the rail. But not very many quarterbacks can see this and make that type of throw with this type of base. Look at his base almost backing up, you know, fade away, and just an absolute swish. Just beautiful. It's a thing of beauty. It really is. He, unlike anybody else, as far as being able to the trajectory of this. Look at his eyes, too. It's almost like he's working to the left. Hold that middle field player almost. But again, the base element for me, feet aren't set, off platform, guy right in his face. Nice release from the back, too. Being able to slip inside. I think that really helps, man. That's next level from the running back. Inside and get back outside. See him almost stack him there. So he goes inside, then works back out to his landmark, back pylon. Just beautiful throw. My goodness, what a throw. Great route, too. Not taking anything away from the route, but the touch and the deep ball. It's just unlike anybody else in the league. But Cam comes charging back. And really, he does it with a full menu of different types of throws, whether he's working the middle of the field, whether he's working outside the numbers, whether he's running. Again, going through his reads, a little double move up top, a little wheel, whether it's a wheel comeback or just straight wheel. No. Love his base going from 1 to 2, decisive in the pocket. Get in the end zone, man. Don't come back to the huddle, Edelman. This one was funky, though. I think he landed right on his head, all weird. But I love the footwork from Cam here as far as being able to go no to 1, yes to 2, down the middle of the field. Again, look at the trajectory, the ball up on his face, throat area, easy to catch. Look at that. Man, that hurts me just watching this. Oh, really fortunate that he's healthy after that. One more time, just going no up top. Again, look at his feet here, the base of Cam. No to the double move out top, yes to the middle of the field, just like that. No heel click, knees are bent, hips are down, smooth, guy on him. I mean, someone's at his waist. It's an amazing throw with someone grabbing onto you like this. I mean, he's getting hit right there and the ball's still in his hand. Just such a great job. So excited to see healthy Cam playing like this. And then I put this on here because this is the play that eventually they run exactly like this to get stuffed to lose the game. But this is the play, and they do a full menu out of this. Earlier in the game, they ran a counter. Here they run the Q power. They also run the power pass earlier. So time's running down. Clock's running. They call 3-by-1, 4 verticals. Middle field closed, man. This is an absolute great read by Cam, hitting the number 2 up the seam. Now, the ball's not perfectly thrown by any means, but it's good enough. The part I love about this, Edelman here, again, middle field closed, man. What I mean by that, middle field closed. We're going to get man here. Technically, he's probably should be outside here, but I love Edelman's release. Push it out here, slip it inside, and set it high, and give yourself a shot. I mean, it does hit his hands. They were that close to winning this game just on this play. Oh. Now, the ball's not by any means precise. But, man, it hits both of his hands. But I do love the route. I love the decision. Beautiful call. Goodness. Edelman one-on-one, middle of the field. You take that for the win every single time. So close. But great read by Cam. You know, the accuracy maybe just a little bit. Not quite as precise as you would hope. But that is sure good enough for a shot to win the game. I mean, oh, I think he anticipates making that play every single time. So close. So close. But they still have a shot to win it. They get another completion, bring them right up to the 1. 3 seconds left here. Pete calls timeout. Once timeout, he's going to talk it over. Again, they've already made up their decision. Belichick doesn't have a headset on. McDaniels has already made the call. It is what it is. They're going with their best play. Q power. It's all set in stone. Pete Carroll's going to go up there, tell him, you can see the conversation here. What I want from you, Cam, is going to run the ball. We need you to penetrate and blow this thing up in the backfield. I'm not sure exactly what he said there, but that's probably a pretty good guess. Now, this thing, we're going to break down a handful of different ways. I'm sure it's already been broken down a number of different ways on a number of different platforms. But for me, this comes down to really a bit of a roll of the dice and 2 kind of missed blocks more than anything else. I like the call. I don't have a problem going back to the well. I would absolutely have him run it. You could potentially make the argument that you'd want to spread him out to run it. But this is the exact same play they ran earlier. They just take 3 L's at the line of scrimmage and you don't have a chance. And so there's a little bit better angle here on the back end, but just watching this thing, we lose on the edge, we lose with the back. Bobby Wagner makes a ridiculous play and still just 1 yard away, really short. So what's going on here when we're talking Q power left is really we have the advantage, we meaning the Patriots. What I mean by that is let's just draw this sucker right in half. They've got 4 to the left, and they've got 5 to the right. Okay, we've got 2 guys right down the middle. I mean, you don't have to be a math genius to know we're going this way for sure, 100%. Now, what gap looks like it's the best? Well, this gap has got probably potentially 2 guys. This gap has a guy. This gap has a guy. This gap has a bubble. This guy has a guy outside. I wonder where we're going to run. Again, you don't have to be a genius. Now, what you really need to understand here is that there's 3 major blocks that kind of go sideways. The first one we'll talk about is the back. Now, there's a bunch of different ways that you could do this. Technically, you could have it go here, have it go here. They choose this. Okay. The only problem with this is if you come up here and just get chopped, which exactly what happens, it gets ridden up, chopped here. What it does is it creates a pile. Now, if he had enough time to bounce this thing, he probably walks in. But he goes down to his knee, blows it up, and it's a good guess. To me, this is a guess play by this DB, and it works. Okay, so that's one that we take an L on right here. The next one is probably the most glaring error is right here. We've got the angle for the one-on-one block. We've got exactly what we want. This should be a kill shot. Great little baby down block, but we can't get beat over our face into the hole that we're running into. And that's exactly what happens. And this is, in my opinion, why this play goes sideways the most. Now, the other elements of this is really, so we're here, we take an L, we're here, down, and then we have what I'm used to calling an ace block, which is really a double team for these 2 up to this Mike linebacker. So let me do that again. These 2 are working for these 2. Well, he runs through this gap. So theoretically, you would love to get these 2 working together to blow this guy up, or at least this guy back into this guy. Or if they just were to go, really, if they were to just go here, but they don't know that he's going to run through like that. So when Bobby Wagner runs through like that, he essentially takes the pulling guard and he forces the pulling guard to come off and wall him off. Well, now we've got an L here, we've got this blown up in the backfield, and we've got nothing and nowhere to go. If they would have just solved this ace back here to this and not let Wagner run through, then this guard probably comes through and cleans up this edge in the C gap or D gap. But again, it's a combination of errors. It's here, major error. Here, major error. Here, big time guess. And there's the L. So let's watch each time here. First the back. Chop. Okay, again, right there, if Cam goes outside, he walks in as soon as that DB goes to his knees. Okay, now let's watch 71. Whoop, L, he's actually holding him. Looks like he closes his eyes. God, I mean, it's a terrible, terrible angle. That's a brutal miss. Now let's watch the pulling guard with Bobby Wagner. Coming across. I mean, he's in the backfield. He almost took a non-existent handoff. He almost took the snap. Goodness. I mean, nothing. And it should be there. They have it by alignment. It's an outstanding call, outstanding look. Just great job by Seattle saying, no, not on our watch. Great ending. One more time. You can see the chop. Again, if he goes outside, he walks in. See the pulling guard, have to peel back. There's just nowhere to go. Flip. Great ending. So Cam, Russ, so many good throws, lots of fun to break down all the way to the wire. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.